India is a land of many stories and many truths. Among them are two great traditions, Hinduism and Sikhism. They grew from the same soil and share a cultural language, which often leads to confusion. People see similarities in their philosophies and rituals, and assume they are branches of the same tree. While they do have connected roots deep in the Indian subcontinent, they have grown into two very distinct trees, each with its own unique silhouette against the sky. Understanding this relationship requires looking back at their origins, one ancient and sprawling, the other more recent and revolutionary, revealing how one emerged in response to the other. Hinduism is not a single religion with a single founder. It is more like a vast river, a collection of countless streams of thought, belief and practice that have flowed for thousands of years. Its oldest ideas can be traced back to the Vedas, ancient hymns composed over 3,500 years ago. Over centuries, this tradition absorbed countless local deities and tribal customs, evolving into a complex and diverse faith. It is a tapestry woven from many different threads. The philosophical inquiries of the Upanishads, the epic tales of the Ramayana and Mahabharata, and the devotional movements of the Puranas. This makes Hinduism a decentralized, pluralistic faith without one single point of authority or one single way of being. In contrast, Sikhism was born from a clear moment of revelation in the 15th century. It emerged in Punjab, a region where Hindu and Islamic ideas had been interacting for centuries. Its founder, Guru Nanak, was a visionary who sought to cut through the dogma and ritualism he saw in the religions around him. He proposed a new path, one that was direct, simple, and focused on inner truth. His teachings were carried forward by a line of 9 succeeding gurus, each of whom added to and clarified this new spiritual framework. Sikhism was, in many ways, a reformist movement, challenging established social hierarchies and religious practices to offer a message of radical equality and monotheism. The historical context of their birth is key to understanding their nature. Hinduism's long, organic evolution allowed for an immense diversity of thought, where multiple truths can coexist. It is a faith comfortable with ambiguity and variety. Sikhism, however, was born from a specific vision for social and spiritual reform. It presented a clear, focused alternative to the complex religious landscape of its time. It did not seek to be another branch of the Hindu tree, but to plant a new seed altogether. Its goal was to create a community, the Khalsa Panth, based on principles of service, justice, and devotion to one formless God, standing apart from existing structures. At the heart of any faith is its idea of God. Here, Hinduism and Sikhism present wonderfully different perspectives. Hinduism offers a spectacular panorama of the divine. The ultimate reality is often described as Brahman, a formless, genderless, and infinite cosmic principle. Yet this single reality is understood and worshipped through a multitude of gods and goddesses. These deities, like Vishnu, Shiva, and Devi, are seen as different manifestations, or saguna, meaning with form, aspects, of the one nirguna, or formless Brahman. This allows for a very personal and flexible approach to divinity, where a devotee can choose a specific form of God, an Ishta Devata that resonates with them, be it as a king, a mother, or a child. Sikhism, on the other hand, is uncompromisingly monotheistic. The foundation of Sikh belief is encapsulated in the opening words of its scripture, Ik Onkar, meaning, there is one supreme being. This God is formless, genderless, timeless, and beyond human comprehension. Sikhs refer to God as Waheguru, the wonderful teacher. Unlike in Hinduism, there are no idols, images, or avatars of God. The divine is not to be represented in any physical form, as this is seen as limiting the limitless. The focus is entirely on the singular, abstract nature of the Creator, who is both transcendent, existing beyond the world, and immanent, present within all of creation and every human heart. This difference is reflected in their holy scriptures. Hinduism does not have a single central holy book. It has a vast library of sacred texts, composed over millennia in various languages, primarily Sanskrit. The most ancient are the Vedas, followed by the philosophical Upanishads, the epic Puranas, and the Bhagavad Gita, which is a key philosophical dialogue. Each school of thought within Hinduism gives prominence to different texts. This textual diversity mirrors the faith's pluralistic nature, offering multiple paths and interpretations. For Hindus, scripture is a vast ocean of wisdom, from which one can draw inspiration in many ways. Sikhism, in contrast, has one central and ultimate scripture, the Guru Granth Sahib. It is a unique holy book compiled by the Sikh Gurus themselves. It contains the teachings of the first 5 Sikh Gurus, the 9th Guru, and the wisdom of various Hindu and Muslim saints whose ideas aligned with the Sikh message of oneness and equality. The book itself is considered the living Guru, the final and eternal authority for all Sikhs. Written in the Gurmukhi script, its verses are sung as hymns or kirtan in Gurdwaras. For Sikhs, there is no other text of equal authority. The Guru Granth Sahib is the complete and final embodiment of divine wisdom, the living voice of the Gurus. The ways in which Hindus and Sikhs practice their faith also show their distinct characters. Hindu worship, known as puja, is incredibly varied. It can be a simple personal offering at a home shrine or an elaborate temple ceremony conducted by a priest. A central element is often murti puja, the worship of idols or images, which are seen as consecrated vessels that help the devotee focus on a specific aspect of God. Rituals can involve chanting mantras, offering flowers, incense and food, and performing fire ceremonies or yagnas. Temples are considered the homes of deities, and visiting them is an important act of devotion. The goal is to establish a connection with the divine through these sensory and symbolic acts. Sikh worship is centered in the Gurdwara, which means door to the Guru. However, the focus is not on a deity's idol, but on the presence of the Guru Granth Sahib. The core of Sikh practice is inward devotion and community gathering. A Sikh service consists of kirtan, the singing of hymns from the scripture, katha, which is discourse on Sikh teachings, and ardas, a formal community prayer. There are no priests in the same way as in Hinduism. Any initiated Sikh, man or woman, can lead the congregation. A key institution is the langar, a free community kitchen where everyone, regardless of faith or social status, sits together to eat, symbolizing the core Sikh value of equality in practice. Both traditions share the foundational concepts of karma and reincarnation, yet they interpret them differently. In both faiths, karma is the law of cause and effect, where one's actions in this life determine their future. The soul, Atma in Hinduism, Atman in Sikhism, is believed to go through a cycle of birth, death and rebirth, known as samsara. The ultimate goal is to break free from this cycle and achieve liberation. For many Hindus, this liberation is called moksha, which can be understood as merging the individual soul with the universal spirit, Brahman, or attaining a heavenly abode. There are various paths to moksha, including the path of knowledge, or jnana, action or karma, and devotion or bhakti. For Sikhs, the goal is mukti, or liberation, which is achieved not by escaping the world, but by living a righteous life within it. The cycle of rebirth is caused by ego or haumai and attachment to worldly things, which separates one from God. Liberation comes through meditating on God's name, nam japna, living honestly, or kirat karni, and sharing with others, vant chakna. By overcoming ego and cultivating love for Waheguru, the soul merges with the divine light, ending the cycle of reincarnation. The Sikh path emphasizes a life of disciplined devotion, ethical conduct, and selfless service, or seva, as the way to achieve this union with the One. One of the most profound differences between the two faiths lies in their approach to social structure. Traditional Hindu society was organized around the caste system, known as Varna and Jati, a social hierarchy that assigned roles and status based on birth. Although its original purpose and modern interpretation are widely debated, this system historically created deep-seated inequalities. While many modern Hindu reformers have worked to dismantle caste discrimination, its legacy remains a complex and sensitive part of Hindu social history. The roles of men and women have also traditionally been defined, though powerful goddesses and female saints provide strong alternative models of feminine power. Sikhism was founded on the principle of radical social equality and an explicit rejection of the caste system. Guru Nanak declared that all human beings are equal in the eyes of God, regardless of caste, creed, or gender. This ideal is embedded in Sikh institutions. For example, all Sikhs share the common surnames Singh, meaning lion for men, and Kaur, meaning princess for women, erasing caste-based last names and reinforcing a shared identity. The gurus strongly advocated for the equal status of women, denouncing practices like female infanticide and affirming their right to participate fully in religious and community life. This commitment to equality is a cornerstone of Sikh identity. Visual identity is another area of clear distinction. While Hinduism has many sacred symbols like the Om, the swastika, and the lotus, there is no mandatory dress code. Devout Hindus may wear a tilak, a mark on the forehead, sacred threads, or specific colors, but these are personal choices. Sikh identity, especially for those initiated into the Khalsa Brotherhood, is made visible through the mandatory wearing of the 5 Ks, or Panj Kakar Kesh, uncut hair covered by a turban, Kangha, a wooden comb, Kara, a steel bracelet, Kachera, a specific type of undergarment, and Kirpan, a ceremonial sword. These are not just symbols, but articles of faith that constantly remind a Sikh of their commitment to their principles. Despite these clear differences, the two faiths continue to share a deep cultural and philosophical heritage. They share many festivals, like Vaisakhi, which is the new year for both Hindus and Sikhs in Punjab, and Diwali, which Sikhs celebrate as Bandi Chor Divas. The language of the Guru Granth Sahib is filled with concepts like Maya, Karma, and Dharma, which have their roots in broader Indian spiritual thought, though they are often given a unique Sikh meaning. Recognizing these connections is important, but it is equally vital to respect their unique paths. Understanding both the similarities that bind them and the differences that define them is the key to fostering mutual respect and appreciating the rich spiritual diversity of the Indian subcontinent.